Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. Love to see everyone here again, and especially for my subscribers who are returning. Actually, not even subscribers that are returning, for my day one folks that have loved and showed support to this channel. Thank you so much. And of course, thank you all to the new subscribers as well. So people that are just finding me, I really appreciate you. As we continue our next step in our Linux journey, last time we talked about creating a custom ISO, especially to automate RHEL deployments. Now, I know I threw you guys a curveball and I titled the video as if it was the whole entire thing, but literally it was just part one of a process in order to get you to the final product, which is what you guys saw. And in today's video for part two, it talks about taking what you learned in your last video. And if you guys haven't seen that video, I'll go ahead and link it in the description and probably put it somewhere up on the screen as well. But we're gonna take what we learned in our last video, apply it here, and we're gonna go ahead and deploy RHEL using that USB media that you guys created last time. And of course, it is one step closer to the final product. So as always guys, make sure you go ahead and like the video as it helps the channel grow. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications so that way you're notified whenever I upload new videos to the channel. And share this with a family member or friend. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. So welcome guys to the Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8.10 installation screen. This is the screen that we get after we boot the USB drive that we used earlier in order to create that installation media. And so real quickly, I'm going to take you guys through the installation process. And it's really basic actually from here. First thing that we do is we select our language. So of course we're in the United States, we're using English. So let's go ahead and hit continue. So now we're in the installation summary, and I'm going to keep a lot of the things by default because a lot of it is already where I need it to be. So for example, my keyboard is of course in English, language support is in English, time and date is going to be the Americas, New York time zone. So those are all the settings under localization. For software, we're going to leave everything as is, except for one thing. Under software selection, let's go into that section. I am interested for the base environment. We're going to do a minimal installation. So let's go ahead and click that. From this section, we can go ahead and click done after we have the minimal install done. So now let's head over to the system column, and specifically, let's go ahead and make sure that the installation destination is properly chosen. So I'm going to go over to installation destination, and my hard drive is already selected. In this case here, I have a 20 gigabyte hard drive. So I'm just going to hit done because I want automatic configuration. So as you can see, automatic partitioning is selected. And the last thing that I need to set up is the user settings column. And there are two settings there. One is the root password and another one is the user creation. What I am going to do is just focus on the root password. So let's head over to the root password. I'm going to go ahead and type that root password. All right, so the root password is set up. I'm not going to create any users at this time, but this is everything that we need in order to do a basic installation. So let's head over to begin installation and start the installation process. All right, guys, and just like that, the installation is done. And now we can reboot the system and we can log into our RHEL 8.10 system. All right, now that we're logged in, guys, first thing is we need to register the machine. And of course, we register the machine in order to have access to downloading any particular updates for the operating system. So that way we can not only update the operating system, but also as well get certain packages. And we'll talk about what some of those packages are in a minute. Now, the first thing that we do when we're logged into the operating system, especially from a minimal install, is we have to enable the network card that is on the machine. So we use the nmcli command, and of course you can use double tap to see what options are available. So I'm going to go with connections. From here we can go ahead and use the modify command, and then we can see here that our first option for our network card is EMP0S3, and we can use the auto connect and say yes on that and just hit enter. Now in your particular case, EMP may be named something else. Just take a look and see what that looks like for your end. But basically what we did with this command is we told the operating system to, every single time that you come up, make sure that you turn on that network interface and go ahead and auto connect using what is called DHCP. And we'll talk about what DHCP is at a later date when we touch on networking. So with our networking enabled and we can go out to the internet, we can now use the subscription manager command in order to register our RHEL machine. So we use the subscription manager register command. Now I'm going to use an activation key in order to activate RHEL. So now that my RHEL box is activated and I have access to repositories where I can download packages, the first thing that I want to start focusing on is installing a GUI. And the reason why I'm going to install a GUI is because we're going to utilize the GUI later on in order to make a process that we'll discuss later on in the video a little bit easier. And you'll see what I mean when we get there. So let's tackle that first option of making sure that we download the packages, especially from a GUI perspective. So the command that we use is yum group install server with GUI. And let's hit a -y on that. And now we just wait for our packages to be installed, and that will install all of our packages in order to make sure that our GUI works. And it'll take some time, especially when we have to download 1.5 gigs worth of packages. All right, guys, so with that, all the packages for installing our GUI is actually installed on the machine. So let's go ahead and clear the screen here so that way we can go back up to the top. From here, we run another command to make sure that the GUI comes up automatically, especially when we reboot the machine. So we're going to use the system ctl command, and we're going to say set default graphical target. Now from here, if I were to do a reboot, the system should automatically come up with the GUI. So I'll go ahead and reboot the machine and the GUI should come up. And now with the simple reboot, this is the screen that we're presented, and of course it's our welcome screen. So let's go ahead and hit next on the welcome screen. Now under privacy, let's keep the default and just hit next. We're going to skip the online accounts. Now it wants us to set up a little bit about ourselves, so I'm gonna go ahead and say Luis Acosta. Now it wants us to set up a password, so I'll just set up a password. And just like that, we just hit start using Red Hat Enterprise Linux, and we're all set. Welcome back, everyone. And by now you should have everything completed in part 2. And as you saw in the video, it wasn't so bad, and it really isn't that difficult. You know, I always wondered why a lot of people think that Linux is such a difficult thing to master. It really isn't. You just need some time in order to practice, and in no time you'll be a master like many other folks that I've seen throughout the industry. So stay tuned to the channel as I'm gonna get ready to release the next part, which shows you how to actually go ahead and use what you built today and finish the next step in order to get you to the final product, which of course is having your own custom USB that will automatically deploy RHEL. Pretty cool. As you can tell, I'm already in the vehicle. I'm getting ready to do a business trip, but keep practicing, guys. Stay tuned to the channel, and as always, I love you, I appreciate you. And final thing before I let you guys go, make sure you give me a like for the video as it helps the channel grow. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications so that way you're notified whenever I upload new videos to the channel. And of course, share this with a family member or a friend. All right, guys, I gotta head out. Again, I love you, I appreciate you, and I'll see you all in the next one.